2014 Shady Shakespeare 10-minute play festival. It is by me. And it's called Dames in Purgatory. So, the 4 characters are seated on blocks, chairs, wherever, facing the audience. They sit for a few moments, uneasy. Clearly they all know each other, but are reluctant to begin a conversation that must take place sooner or later. Finally, one of them takes a deep breath, pauses for a beat, and goes for it.
So, it's probably time we discuss what happened back there.
Oh, should we?
Oh, now wait a second. Everybody just calm
Okay, what
down.
part of back there would you like to discuss, Dad?
I didn't say anything.
What? No, not you. I'm talking to him.
Oh, so you're calling him Dad now, too?
No, I was saying it sarcastically. What would you like to talk about first? Would you like to talk about my banishment?
To be fair, before the banishment, you did take your sword and...
Mother!
And even before you came back, you took...
Mother, please! Would you like to talk about how you left the kingdom of Denmark open to a horde of invaders because you were busy trying to kill everyone?
Not everybody, just you.
Don't push it.
Or, wait, let me see. How you murdered my father,
Your brother.
the king of an entire nation,
Denmark!
in his sleep, like a coward? You couldn't even bother to be clever about it either. You didn't sneak in to poison his evening meal or a draft of medicine. You squirted it through his ear canal.
All right, yes, let's talk about all that. Let's get it all out.
Yes, let's.
Oh, be quiet. You know, some would say that poisoning someone through the ear is quite brave and ingenious. I mean, it is. I had to find just the right kind of poison. Do you know how hard that is? People think poison is just poison, but it's not. That's not true. See, I went to a lot of trouble.
So you admit it?
Of course I admit it! I mean, you just heard him accuse me of it, and you heard me take credit for it. I mean, first, I had to make sure none of my preparations looked suspicious. I spent weeks memorizing your entire schedule, planning my attack down to the minute in order to be sure I'd get you out of the way for good and all. Making a plan and sticking to it and having the decency to poison someone with your own hands is far less cowardly than just slipping it into someone's drink.
No. Go on. I believe you were about to talk about how you saved the lazier and more cowardly ways to poison people for the other members of your extended family.
Now that's not fair.
Take a look around you for a moment. Everyone here in this room has been killed either by your instruction or by you personally. If you're going to argue about what's fair, consider your audience first.
Well, I'm sorry. Does that help?
Oh, yes, Claudius, very much. I feel so much less dead already.
Really?
No, dear, of course not.
Look, I never meant for you to get caught in the crossfire. That's why I told you not to drink the wine.
I see.
You do?
You do?
Yes, I see that as one possible explanation.
What do you mean?
Well, if you wanted my husband and my son out of the way so you could have a clear and unchallenged seat on the throne, then why not me too?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That's not what happened at all. Look, I just got a little carried away with the poison. I mean, we all get carried away from time to time. In fact, I don't know why I'm the subject of this witch hunt for this entire conversation, while we have Stabby McPsycho over here passing judgment about a single eyebrow being raised in his direction.
Oh, no, you don't! You have no right to accuse me of anything! What I did to ensure that my father's murderer was brought to justice. And he was. So, all's well that ends well.
I didn't tell him to avenge me.
See? And when you add divine intervention to a noble intention, you get...
A rhyme!
No! You get a free pass, morally speaking.
It's true. A blood vendetta is a very noble reason to stab someone.
See?
As long as you don't kill anybody else, you're as blameless as a baby. What's wrong, son?
Nothing. Just... When you say anyone else, do you mean like anyone besides the target of the vendetta? Or do you mean anyone like no strangers or bystanders?
The first one. Well, both, really. Why? Hamlet, why? Hamlet, what did you do?
Well, I obeyed your command to avenge you
Yes?
by any means necessary,
All right.
and with extreme zeal,
Okay.
and that may have resulted in some other deaths.
Oh dear.
Yes.
How many exactly?
How many is too many?
2. He stabbed 2 other people.
Well, I mean, it could be as high as 5 if you count, all the ones you betrayed and drove insane.
Oh, Hamlet. 5 people. What were you doing? Taking people out one by one until you hit the one wearing a crown?
No, I just thought I could get the drop on everyone and avenge you better if I acted really weird about it.
Why would you think that would work?
To throw everyone off. But then there were a lot more logistical problems than I thought there would be, and so then I thought it would be easier if I pretended not to care, and that worked pretty well, except then everything got a little messier than I expected.
And a lot of good people died. Okay, and some bad ones too, I'll admit.
And now the throne of Denmark is about to be claimed by a Norwegian.
I see. Well, there is one good thing to come out of all this.
So what's that, dear?
Well, technically, Hamlet has succeeded in avenging my death, even if he made a giant stinking mess of it. I wasn't sure he'd have it in him.
Oh! All right. Thank you, I think.
No. Thank you, Hamlet.
Well, what happens now?
Well, brother, now that we can do in death what we've never been able to do in life, put our petty rivalries aside and let the healing begin. Have a seat, everyone. Now, during my time as a restless spirit, I've had a lot of time to reflect on my thoughts and feelings through poetry. Now that you're all here, I'd like to share one of them with you. I wrote it for my lovely wife, Gertrude.
Oh, that's really not necessary.
All right. Spring was never waiting for us, girl. It ran one step ahead. And we followed in the dance between the parted pages and were pressed in love's hot, fervored iron like a striped pair of pants.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight. We have some flyers. We're taking submissions for our next show, which will likely be
In November and likely be at Kepler's.
Yes.
Yeah, in Menlo Park.
So look us up on Facebook, Twitter, all your social media favorites,